Louisville.
Louisville. Let's go.
Big day. Big day tomorrow.
We're starting, brother.
Oh, he's got the hip hop vibes in here.
I don't even know what that
Go.
is. Oh boy. We are here again with yet another amazing young and up-and-coming stud that's going to be on our radar before we know it. I am your host. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Curtis Reese. Please, so I can get more awesome, amazing guests like this guy got on, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please do. It's the Pickleball Show with Curtis Reese. We have sponsors. We have name drops. We have everything you possibly want to be a part of it. But that being said, being a part of it, I'd like to have my next guest on. His name is AC, Alex Crum, and he's a badass pickleball player that grew up playing juniors in Louisville, and he is from Louisville, as you heard at the beginning of the show. He's currently in Dallas. He's at DFW International Airport. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us your short little quick bio, Mr. Alex Crum. What up?
Yo, what's up, C. Reese? Thanks for having me, brother, man. Happy to make my podcasting debut.
Yes!
It's the future biggest pickleball podcast in the world. We'll go ahead and call it that now. Well, I'm in DFW right now. I was playing in the APP event yesterday. Didn't quite swing my way.
Want to name drop anybody?
The Oasis Club is nice, but, competitively, this is my third tournament ever. I was able to win gold in Atlantic City, which was nice in my second event. But still mentally, there's still so many little mental hurdles that I got to get through. But I'm just kind of enjoying the competitive experience so far and just getting out there. Blew a big lead yesterday, and then the guy that I lost to went on to beat Ryler DeHart, went on to go.
You want a name drop?
He ended up getting fourth. The guy that I the guy that beat me?
Yeah.
Oliver Frank,
there you go.
German guy. We actually became good friends.
Good.
Just because I used to live in Germany. But
I saw that.
In Atlantic City, beat Aiden Lika, who, I don't think he plays much singles anymore, but he was ranked as high as 7 in the world. Wow. So that obviously gave me a lot of confidence. And yeah, man, I'm enjoying getting out there and competing. I just started playing in July, so it's just fun to travel around.
So we got you when you're early. We got you early on here, huh?
Early, baby, early.
So what happened in your match? Tell us. We got professionals all over the world, and we got listeners too, man. They might email you and say, "Hey, I went through the same thing," But tell us about it. It's your journey. It's your story.
I'll tell you what. So I was feeling good. I went up 11-3. I started thinking about, what am I going to do? I'm going to roll through Ryler after this. I started thinking, this match is over. Next thing you know, I'm down 0-4. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, I should call a timeout, but I don't call timeouts. That's one thing that I'm the worst timeout caller in the history of the world.
You got to start.
You'll see guys, even when they're down 10-2, they're going to call a timeout. If I'm down 7-3, I'm dumping 6 more returns and let's go.
You're an idiot, man.
I've done it every single time. I think I've called one timeout in my pickleball career, and it probably worked. I think he called a timeout, came back, dumped the serve. So I think I was up, 7-2 in the third game, and I thought I wouldn't be tied out there just because it's double elimination.
Yeah.
But I was tighter than Fort Knox, brother, and just dumped a few balls.
No, I mean,
it was, you know what I mean? And next thing you know, it's over. And the big thing for me is that in practice, I've developed a beastly serve, where I can hit it deep with tons of spin power. And I get out there and I turn into a penguin and just start putting the ball 1 inch past the kitchen. I'm like, God, you're such a little weenie, Alex. Just hit the freaking ball. But, it is what it is. Like I said, man, for me, just starting in July and getting out there, there's so much to be said for, that's one thing that makes Ben and some of these other guys so incredible is that. The consistency. And so I know my level. I know I can beat anyone. I've done it. But just being able to go out there match in, match out, and not freak out on the court is
Speaking of,
I want to work on.
Well, that kind of leads us into the way of pickleball. So tell us, I saw your bio, and I thought it was really cool, but I want you to tell us, since you're one of the youngest guys, I think it's great. You got a future on it, but tell us what, where, when, why pickleball.
I think the first time I picked up a paddle was maybe 2 years ago. And I don't know if I should name drop them.
You don't have to. It's up to you, man.
But I'll just say this. The wife of maybe probably the most powerful man in America has become good friends of mine, the whole family. Actually, no, we need to cut that. I don't want them to get pissed at me.
No, he's going to know. Keep going. So
I'll just say,
where'd you start?
All right. So I'll just say this. So first time that I played was probably in Maine,
Maine,
2 years
that's what it
ago, and
was.
I went out there and I played with a woman against her two daughters. And me and the woman went out there and got absolutely shit pumped by the two daughters, two
You want to
22-year-old
name them?
girls.
Do you think you can name them? Do you think
And
they'll mind? Okay, just keep
I
going. Fair enough. Keep going.
I don't know.
I got it.
They
Let's
probably
go.
wouldn't. So like we're good enough friends. But
Fair
anyway,
enough.
and so we got absolutely murdered out there.
That's how it
And
works,
I was
man.
like, man, like you're a tennis pro, like you should be good. And then I was like, wow. And so I practiced a little bit for a couple days. We went out there, and then me and the wife, my friend, we went out and we killed the daughters. And I said, okay, I said we're back.
We're back. We're back.
But then I really did not play pickleball probably again for 6 or 7 months. I thought it was fun. I thought that my game translated. My serve in tennis is absolutely trash.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nice to feel like, okay, maybe I have a decent serve here,
Mm-hmm.
And then basically how I really got into it in July was a gentleman by the name of Brett Warner, who I know you know, who's a
Brett's
legend,
on, man. I just talked to him
my
this morning.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my boss, I said, I think I could probably play pro in singles. I was like, I think I have the skill set. And he's like, well, you're in luck because, number 45 in the world is in town. You're going to go out there and get your bell rung. And then, and I was like, all right, well, let's go. Like, let me introduce him to me and like, let's set up a match. I'm teaching tennis 9 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but I'll fit some time in. Like, I want to get out there, see what I got.
Good for you.
And Brett went out there and he beat me the first day, but I was able to beat him in the second day. And I thought,
You played Brett Warner in singles? Oh my God.
Yeah, and I got him. He'll tell you. I got him the second time around.
He speaks highly of you.
And no, he's an awesome guy, man. There's big things in the future coming with him. But I beat him, and then after that, I was like, man, if I can take out number 45 in the world with no training, no experience, no nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, then why don't I do this? I'm
exactly.
a free spirit, man.
Yeah.
I don't.
You're young, man. Go for it. Have fun.
I got no house. I got no dog. I got no kid. I got no nothing. I rap, teach tennis, and now I play pickleball. So it's something that I love competing, and I'm just very interested to see, like, if I quit ripping a pack of heaters a day and I actually treat my body right and I actually train and work on stuff, I think I can get to an extremely high level. So
I know you can.
Kind of enjoying the process now.
So let's talk about what paddles, what brand do you endorse if you have one right now?
I mean, right now I'm playing with the Carbon 1X, but it's the only paddle that I've ever played with. I'm going to try out the Crush paddle. That's what I'm going to try out next.
Do you have one with you? Do you have any paddles with you? Are they
I do.
Let's see them.
It's in my bag, brother.
Check this out. And by the way, this is an inaugural episode because Mr. AC Alex Crum is my first tour player in an airport of many to come.
I know. I feel
it's awesome.
Like, man, I'm gonna look like I don't know if I'm gonna look cool or look like an asshole. But
who cares? Doesn't matter. People
I'm
think.
probably both.
You're a pickleballer. Let's
Exactly.
see this. Let me see this. Oh, whoa. Yeah, bro. Is that what brand is that?
Funny story. Carbon 1X.
Okay. TRBN. Okay, those are nice.
So funny story. I mean, I that was a paddle I had. I got it probably 2 months ago,
and
I had to go get my paddle randomly tested.
Why is that?
And this guy.
Why do you have to get tested?
Just everybody, just for the I knew nothing about this.
Sure, fair enough.
This guy took me to school. So there's a core in here, which you can't see it, but there's a core in there. It's like and I guess if you rip the bejesus out of the ball over a month or two, the core can
pop.
And basically what that does is, it destabilizes the paddle, but it also adds a lot of power.
Really?
And so this guy took one look at my paddle and felt it, and he said, "Brother, this is delaminated." And I was like, "What are we talking about? What do you mean it's delaminated?"
Delaminated.
He's like, "Let me take you." He's like, "Let me go out there and hit with you for a minute."
Who is this guy? You want to name drop him? Who is he?
This guy became my buddy this weekend. I can't remember.
Don't worry about it. He'll come to you.
He's the official APP paddle tester.
Oh.
He said, "Listen, brother." He said, "I've deconstructed thousands of these," and I was like, "Man, that sounds terrible." But I support anybody who's passionate about something. But no, so I had to go on a wild goose chase to find another paddle. Dropped another 250 bones on this paddle, but I was able to get one before my matches yesterday. Obviously didn't do me any good, but
yeah, shut up, dude. Listen, so you play with it; those are good. And you got a lot of good things coming your way. So singles, doubles, or mixed? Do you have a preference right now since you just started, or do you like all of it, or does it really matter?
Single. Right now I prefer singles. I think I'm best at singles by a mile. I've only probably played 10 doubles matches in my life. we played in Cincinnati and we're able to win a match. But right now, my spatial awareness is just absolute garbage. I mean, the ball could be hitting the fence, and I'm still taking a cut. My
Really?
partner was like, out, and I'd still just, so
What type of
my
player were
plan
you as
is
a junior? What type of player were you? Tell us a little bit about
just
that.
crack backhands.
Just cracked them? Good.
Just crack backhands. My forehand is always a little bit could be
Suspect. That's how mine was.
all over the place.
That's all right.
Because I throw right-handed, but I bat left-handed, so
Wow.
my backhand was always the easiest shot. And I would say in pickleball, it's the same.
Good. That's what you want.
I don't play cat and mouse. I don't do anything. I just rip backhands by you. But going forward, I'm going to have to learn to play a little bit more. Just because depending on who you're playing some of these dudes that are 6'8" out there, and you cannot pass them with as much ease as you can a little guy. So I'm going to have to work on more of the finesse aspect of it. But I'm definitely a power player as of right now.
Well, good. All right, you got a favorite shot? What's your favorite shot?
Backhand cross-court pass, I would say for sure.
Okay, who's your favorite player, or men's or women's, or both, or junior player? You got a junior player?
Men's, we're talking pickleball, correct?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would say my favorite, someone who I think I play similarly to, is Gabe Joseph.
There you go.
That's kind of what he does. He just rips the ball, and he won where, I don't know, was it in Salt Lake or not Salt Lake, Washington maybe?
Yeah.
He's someone who I think that I play the most similarly to.
Wow.
On the woman's side, I'll tell you this. What's her name? Salome. I met her this weekend, and man, she absolutely rips the ball. She's an interesting character. Free bird, I could tell. She's a free spirit. Just opted not to sign with anyone, even though she's, I don't know, top 3 or 4 super singles player in the world. So I'd have to say her. I met her this weekend.
Cool.
Hit a few balls with her. So
I like Krista Victoria. She's got a good all court game. I've been watching her, and then as far as men, I've been watching a little bit is Hayden Patrick. I can't say his last name. I'm so bad at
Pontian, Queen.
Pontiqueen, yes. God dang it. Sorry,
yeah,
bro.
Man, he seems like a cool kid.
He's never going to come on the show since I've screwed his name up for 2 weeks in a row. I had Kevin Mark on last week. You'll meet him one day. He's a good guy. Anyway, so favorite tip? What's your favorite tip? Being a teaching tennis professional.
One thing I've learned recently is I would say, especially in the singles game, is that people don't pass nearly as well as you think they do. And so oftentimes you try to crush your return 700 miles an hour. You're going to dump 4 or 5 of them. And if you do that in a match, you're limiting your chances to succeed. And so I've found that just making the return. Now, if you're getting passed left and right, obviously you might want to be more aggressive, but I would just say, get the darn return in. Most people don't pass that well.
There you go. Just get the return. It's something simple. I hear that a lot. I always ask pros and players and industry leaders, anybody comes on that's, can jibe with our show. I like to ask that question. Here's another question I love the most. When you have a bunch of pickleball players come on your court, what's one rule that's very, very important? Forget about all the freaking secondary rules. What's one of the primary rules you like to tell your players, beginner intermediates?
I would say most of the people that I've taught that I've worked with so far have tennis backgrounds. And my biggest thing, especially on the forehand side, is shortening your backswing and lowering your center of gravity.
That's huge,
right? Because so many people are coming with these huge loops, and if you start, you're going to roll over everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost straight back. It's almost like a traditional tennis forehand, Eastern grip, like what you would see, whatever, in the 80s, 90s. I think the forehand, you see so many guys come out there and try to play with these big backswings, and it just does nothing. And then also, especially for like the older clientele, you've got to get lower. You have to have a lower center of gravity when you hit the ball and a good wide base. Otherwise, you're going to be, whiffing balls early on. Obviously, it's a timing thing, right? But I would say that shortening your backswing and having a lower center of gravity is what I would start with.
That's so awesome. And one of the things you said that I really like a lot, and for all you listeners out there, transitioning from being a tennis pro to a full-time pickleball bro, it's not easy. It's just not when you're like my road has been filled with massive potholes, massive darts, or like Rick Whitson said, I said harpoons in my back, not darts. And I'm fine
That's
with
a good
that.
word.
And I'm fine with that. And I'm sure you went through it.
Trust me, you and me both, brother. Lots of harpoons.
And that was 5 years. That was 5 years ago. But I don't care because I just knew I just knew whenever you were talking about how you played. I knew you were going to come back. When you said 7 or 8 months later, you're like, okay, I'm coming back. And a lot of people, it's good that you're doing that. I applaud that. So those are great. We're talking to Alex Crum, PPA professional player, APP professional pickleball player, former standout junior tennis player from Louisville. Is that right? Louisville, right? Kentucky?
Louisville. That's all right. You can say Louisville, though.
Louisville. Sorry. God dang. Shut up. Anyway.
Right. We had a big football game on Saturday. That's why.
All right. Well, look, so let's go to the kitchen a little bit, brother. We got a little bit of time here, man. Let's go deep. So tell us about you. Where are you from? You just a journey, your tennis journey to pickleball, or what? What do you think?
Yeah, I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, man. Moved to Chicago for like 5 or 6 years when I was 10. That's kind of where I started playing tennis. Moved back around 13. Played the full junior tennis circuit. Was ranked top 30, 40 in the country as a junior. I hurt my wrist, lost blood flow to a bone in my wrist called the triquetrum, which nobody knows what that is. But when I was 17, 18, probably playing my best tennis. And I went to University of Dayton for a year, tried to play for half a semester, and literally physically couldn't swing a racket. So I had to quit tennis literally didn't pick up a racket for 5 or 6 years.
It's painful, bro.
Fast forward 5 or 6 years, I met a little German policewoman in Punta Cana on vacation, fell in love, traveled the world, moved to Germany. And let me tell you, it's not easy to get a work visa in Germany.
Oh, wow.
Especially if you just like have a regular degree or whatever. And so basically I thought, heck, like, let me see if like maybe I've revascularized, so I found this little rinky-dink tennis club across the street, went over there, met this guy, this Argentinian guy. He couldn't speak German or English.
Wow. Okay.
And so, I started teaching over there, really loved it. The relationship fizzled out. We're still friends. Moved back to the States. Started teaching tennis 4 years ago at various country clubs down in Jupiter Island and then up in Maine. And, started really playing
That's
pickleball.
good stuff,
I've enjoyed
dude.
that. I've met a lot of cool people and gotten to travel a lot of cool places. But, July, again, is really when I started playing pickleball more seriously. And now I plan on taking it to the moon.
So favorite movie of all time? One of your favorites? Dark Knight. Oh, nice, dude. Favorite classic movie? Mine's Blazing Saddles. I always say that show. You ever seen Blazing
Saddles? Blazing Saddles is a classic. Let's see here. God, I don't want to say something too generic. Happy Gilmore.
Oh, yes. No one said Happy Gilmore yet. No one said that one.
Okay, sweet.
So, band, I was cranking up some Police, dude. Old school Police, like Outlandish D'Amour.
Old school Police is.
I'm jamming to that. What are you jamming to after we get off the phone here?
The Killers. Is that an old school?
Not in my book, but I'm 49. I remember when they came out. The Killers are awesome. That first album, that Hot Fuss.
And I got to go to a Killers concert at some point, man. That's a bucket list.
Yeah, well, you need to go to Lord Huron. You heard of Lord Huron? Oof. Crank them up. Lord Huron, they're from Michigan. Just look them up. Lord Huron. And just text me. That's all I got to say. And Social D is my favorite band of all time. I've met them several times. Social Distortion.
Amazing.
All right, so let's talk about favorite podcast. I started listening to Kevin Beeson's podcast, and it is It's called Hot Stuff Pickleball, and he came on the show like 2 weeks ago, can't remember, but he's a good dude. You'll meet him one day. What's your favorite podcast?
Favorite podcast, honestly, I'm a fantasy football just degenerate addict. So I would say Justin Fields and DJ Moore last night, which is great. I would say the CBS fantasy football podcast with Heath and those guys. I listen to that every single day, especially during season.
Okay,
I'm listening to CBS fantasy football podcast every day. Not an exciting answer, but
no, it's a perfect answer. I've never heard that one. You see, that's the beauty of the show. It's people get to know you and what you're doing.
Free form, baby. I love it.
So what is we got? I know you just don't have dog. What's your favorite sports teams, man? I like Chiefs. People know I was born in Kansas, and that's why I like not because of Patrick Mahomes. But my wife went to Tech, so obviously, let's go.
Okay. I am a diehard Louisville Cardinal fan, Louisville Cardinal football fan.
Who are they playing tomorrow, bro? Big game? Who are they playing?
Notre Dame at home.
Ooh, you going?
I'll be there. And I'm going to be.
Start when I get off the plane, baby.
74 cold ones deep, and it's going to be rowdy. I think we're going to win genuinely. Notre Dame's ranked 10. We're ranked 25th. But other than that, Borussia Dortmund. soccer team. I used to live in Dortmund, Germany,
Wow.
and we get 82. We had the largest average attendance in pro sports outside of the Dallas Cowboys. I probably went to
Wow.
like 40 games
Wow.
in the yellow wall, and like I'm genuinely a psychopath. Like the level of passing in German football is it's next level. Like it's
Wow.
different than anything you see here.
Okay.
So I
Well,
watch every game. I'll wake up. I'm crazy.
well, the next question was going to be, what's something weird and unique about you people will like? Mine's, I'm a triplet. There's 3 of
Oh,
me.
that's great.
Yeah. Nobody knows that. And we're 2 minutes apart, and that was 1974, so that's back when it just, God's like, I'm going to curse your mother with 3 of you. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Gosh, man, that's 3. That's crazy, man.
What's something about you?
It's crazy that a woman body is able to carry 3 babies.
Well, God, my mom thought it was only 2. And then my brother Colin is 6'5". He popped out. So
Jesus. I would say that, I mean, the general audience wouldn't know about me is that I also make music.
Really?
Professionally. I mean, I put an album out. I've been rapping since I was like 10 years old, and I don't suck. I put an album out.
That's the name of your first album? I'm not a rapper, and I don't suck.
I don't suck. No, my next album is going to be called The Rise and Fall of Pickleball Paul. But no, I put out an album called Just for Fun.
You have an album
over
out?
1 million streams.
Okay,
yeah, I did over 1 million streams on Apple Music. So
okay, well, we're gonna have you on. We're gonna have you back on. Okay, we're at a music segment in this year. So if you have music, dude, the guy that I'm bringing on board to do it, he's okay. I'm gonna shut up. So how would people get in touch with you if they want to talk to you, brother? If they want to say, hey, I want to come on, I want to go to one of your matches. How are they gonna get in touch with you?
Dude, hit me up on my Instagram. Is AC play a song. And I respond to everybody. I'm not a weirdo. Like anybody that wants to reach out and chat shop and advice, all that stuff. Like I'm very easy to get a hold of.
I'm telling you,
maybe too easy.
No,
but that's just how I am, man. I love people. I love conversing.
No, I can be reached at Curtis@ReeseBracketSports.com for sponsor information for coming on the show. If you want to be a guest, and that's it. Anything else you want to say before we go, brother?
I just want to say thank you so much for having me on, man. This is going to be the biggest pickleball pod in the world one day. You guys just watch. And, this is just the beginning. I'm going to go down to South Florida. I'll play 2 more events. I'm going to play Houston. I'm going to play Daytona. Then I'm going to teach tennis 9 hours a day and train 3 hours of pickleball a day. Come May, I'm doing this full time, and you're going to see me everywhere. So.
I believe that. That's the thing. I really actually believe that. I know it.
Thank you, man. Well, I know it too. I got to shore up a few things, but
you'll be fine.
You know,
Shorten your backswing.
Dude, I'm training in